Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Minecraft Hardcore. In the last episode, unfortunately, I died. But I died too early. Way too early. Like, I was only in the nether for like 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to give it another try. Here we have blank seed. I'll be narrating this and essentially it's kind of gonna be a time lapse. It's all going to be done in one episode. So I'm gonna go from 0 to the nether. Once again, I'm gonna leave off at where I died essentially. So for the most part, this episode will be narrated since it's going to go quite fast, and I'm not gonna do any building or any dilly-dallying. It's just gonna be straight to the point until I reach the nether. So let's get to it. So I started this episode doing the same thing that we always do when we start. I got some wood, I went to get some iron afterwards. But I got attacked by this skeleton while mining for iron. I freaked out, so I started attacking it with my pickaxe instead of my axe, and then another skeleton tried getting revenge on me. But thankfully, I was able to block myself in time and escape with my life. Afterwards, I try making a plan to get rid of the spiders, so I make another stone axe, because mine was almost destroyed, and I get rid of the spiders. In the chest, I find a notch apple, which is really sick, and it's going to be extremely helpful. After exploring that cave, I go somewhere else, because I wanted to explore, go to some cool places. I found these two weird islands in the middle of nowhere. I found them quite cool, but of course I just kept going. Eventually I find this place with a ravine, and I keep breaking sand blocks, tempting death for some reason. Quite risky. And I decide to go down there to get some more iron. While I was mining iron, I found a second ravine, and this ravine is extremely important. You'll find out why soon. So I mine all the iron I see, and eventually I decide, hey, I want some diamonds, so I'm gonna go to the deepest part of the ravine and I'm gonna mine down. But look what I found. A stronghold. I can't believe my luck, like at all. So after processing, I go explore, and then I get the largest jump scare ever. Horrible, horrible. I flinged my mouse almost across the entire mouse pad. After beating the silverfish, I go loot both of the chests of the library, and they have some really nice loot. Look at this. Some really nice books. And then the other chest also has some really nice books. I get so bored after looting the chest that I start beatboxing for some reason. Clearly I'm the best beatboxer ever. I found the portal room, but I get thrown down by a skeleton, and this creeper makes me shit my pants. Like, I'm pretty much freaking out at this point, considering eating my notch apple. But I end up not eating it, thankfully. I recollect my thoughts, and I keep on going forward. I go to the portal room, and I find that it only has one eye. That's unfortunate, but it's not too big of a problem anyways. So I block off the lava just in case, and then I find another dungeon, this time with those small poisonous spiders. I kill the spider and I check the loot. It has 3 chests. All 3 chests have decent loot. After looting the chests, I see another spawner down the hallway, and I go destroy it. Little did I know I would regret this decision. Let's see why. This little spider got so offended and gave me the scare of my life. Like, this spider clearly has some martial arts experience. Like, this is the Bruce Lee of spiders right here. Like, I don't even know what to do in this situation, so I'm just backing up. I'm just scared. Like, am I gonna lose my run again? But in a moment of courage and also dumbassery, I decide to end it right here. Now, the timing on that was off. It's so lucky. I'm so lucky for not dying there. So I close myself in and decide to go back to the surface because I already got some loot. I go to the surface because I don't feel safe here anymore. And I just want to do some exploration, before I go to the nether. So I go exploring and I try fighting this Enderman. And this Enderman also happens to have martial arts experience. I almost get whooped. I was literally one shot away from dying. And notice here how my shield was literally like 2 attacks away from breaking. Like, I lucked out so hard. I try beating some fish up for some food since I don't have any food pretty much. I don't want to use my notch apple obviously. But the fishes have ultra instinct, sadly, so I just move on with my bruised and battered body. And this Enderman gives me the scare of a lifetime as well. I almost looked directly at him, and I was one shot away. I decide to just dip and go somewhere else to find food. Eventually I find this place, and thankfully it does have food. So I just go kill some pigs, basic stuff, poor pigs. And I find a desert temple. And as we see here, the desert temple has some really nice loot. A golden apple, 3 diamonds, a notch apple, which is insane. And while exploring some more, I find this broken nether portal. So already the luck in this run has been impeccable. So since I have 3 diamonds, enough to mine obsidian, I decide to do that and just go to the nether. But first I store all my stuff to make some space because my inventory was just completely filled. And once I was done with that, I just started mining obsidian. Slow and steady. Any moment now. I find another cave and I decide to go down there to mine some more diamonds, of course, because I wanted full diamond before I went to the nether, but sadly it just didn't happen and I kept falling in lava over and over again, so I decided to just go to the nether with full iron. What's the worst that could happen? And this poor squid dies. I tried saving him, but I could not save him. And off to the nether we go. So this nether trip is going to be a living hell, no pun intended. I spawn in the most dangerous biome possible, and I fall in lava pretty much right after entering, literally. But thankfully, the lava pool wasn't too deep, and I had a normal golden apple, so I could just save myself easily and keep going. Thankfully, the biome wasn't too large, so I could go somewhere safer very quickly. And after this, the journey is on, to find another fortress. While exploring, I get attacked by a ghast out of nowhere. I'm clueless as to where this ghast is. I'm baffled. I'm just so confused, like, where is this ghast? I go trying to find it, and there's nothing. It disappeared. It's invisible. And I also see a strider, which I obviously want to tame. And eventually I see the head of this ghast poking out. Thankfully, thanks to the ghast melon head, I was able to find it. And then I tried taming the strider. Thankfully, it was a fast process, and off we go. I decided to call this strider Leo. Leo helped me a lot in this journey. In fact, it wouldn't have been possible without Leo, like at all. If it weren't for Leo, this would have been a fail. This trip, by the way, took so long, over an hour. It was miserable. Nether fortresses just, they didn't want to appear. Eventually, I even find a bastion, but still no nether fortress. I decide to just skip the bastion, since obviously the nether fortress is more important. And eventually, after like an hour, I finally find another fortress. Thank goodness. I was so happy when I saw this. I just paused and just took it in. I make it to land. I bid farewell to Leo, and I go to the nether fortress. So I hear blazes like right next to where I first came in, and sure enough, the blazes are right there. So I try taking them out with my bow. I take out a few, and then my bow stops working, and I was so confused. I was baffled when this happened. But eventually, I figured out that I just didn't have any arrows. Quite big brain of me. I then engage blazes in melee fights. I almost get whooped. I had no idea blazes had hands. You know, like, they just beat me up. After getting all the blaze rods, I decide to explore the nether fortress, but this wither skeleton quickly convinces me otherwise, and I decide to just leave and be safe about it. So after going up, thankfully, Leo is still there. I beat up this magma cube, because why not? I hate magma cubes, so sketchy. Eventually, I get Leo to come over to me, and off we go again. This time, the trip back will be very easy. I take some very risky shortcuts. Thankfully, I don't die to that. And I find this ruined nether portal just sticking out of the lava. I had no idea that was even possible. And finally I arrive. I say goodbye to Leo for now at least. And I find the nether portal. It was quite easy since it sticks out like a sore thumb. And then I go in. And that's it. Thankfully, we managed to do it. We had a few close calls, but in the end, it was successful. I find the ink sac of the pork squid that died. I'll memorialize it. Anyways, that's the episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. See ya.